Three, two, one. Robotics
Robotics
assemble.
assemble.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing. That was beautiful. We've never done it better. Okay.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Robotics Assemble. I'm your host Nikhil, and today coming to us in 1080p, we have with us an FTC team 18225 High Definition. Yay.
Oh,
Yay.
So let's get everyone introduced real fast. So just say your name and then answer the question of what is your favorite vegetable and why? Eric, do you want to start? Oh,
Okay,
and your
sure.
role in the team, I guess.
Okay, yes. Hi, my name's Eric. I am one of the co-captains of High Definition, and I mostly am in charge of all of the robotic, like the robot part of the team. And then my favorite vegetable has to be the carrot because of this very enticing advertisement that I have seen in the past from class.
All right.
Okay, I can go next. Okay, my name is Emma. I'm the other co-captain on our team, and I'm mainly in charge of the business and outreach part of stuff. And my favorite vegetable is the Napa cabbage because it's very versatile and you can eat it in a lot of dishes. And it's also, very important to Chinese culture. Well, not really, well, kind of. So, yeah.
All right, my name's Isha. I work on CAD and also a little bit of outreach. And my favorite vegetable is probably cucumber because they taste good.
Yeah, so my name is Julia. I also typically work on outreach, and my favorite vegetable is also cucumber because they taste good.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. So before we get started, my favorite vegetable is also the carrot, because I don't know if it actually makes your eyes better, but I was told that as a child, and I'd say I have decent eyes, so yeah, that is why. So starting out with our first question, let's just kind of recap what FTC is. I'm pretty sure most people that are listening or watching know what FTC is, but let's just, kind of recap it. So what is it? What is FTC? What does it stand for? And then what do you guys do?
Yeah, so FTC is First Tech Challenge, and it's intended for students from 7th to 12th grade, and it's kind of the program in between FL and FRC. And in my opinion, it's the best program because it's like really smaller, tight-knit teams, and so everyone has more of a chance to learn and participate. And you get components from FL and FRC kind of, and it's just a really nice way to learn robot programming, mech, CAD, and business outreach, and then other soft skills as well.
Yeah, to kind of expand on that a little bit, FTC and FRC are kind of meant to run parallel with each other as both programs you're going to participate within high school, right? I think both of them offer a lot of very interesting and unique learning experiences. With FTC specifically, like Emma mentioned, our teams are a lot smaller. We max out at 15 members. Our robot's a little bit more small scale since our size restriction is 18 by 18 by 18 inches. But in the same way, we have to solve new challenges by having a smaller team, having to design into a smaller form factor and stuff like that, right? And overall, I think it really embodies the overall first message and that they want to convey through all their programs, right? We are here to learn, we're here to learn STEM, learn to be good people, and then become successful people in the future.
Nice. Anything else you guys want to add on to that? All right. So what was the game this year, guys? So what did you have to do for the game?
The game this year was Fright Frenzy, and there's I guess square tile inside at the edges of the field where they have different cubes and different spheres. They're called Freight, and you have to pick them up and score them on one of two hubs. One of them is called the Aligned Shipping Hub, where there's 3 different levels, kind of like a fountain, and the higher, if you score on a higher level, you get more points. The other one is a shared shipping hub, and it's located in the middle of the field. It's for both alliances, so both the red and the blue can score on it, and the goal is to try to tip it towards your side by putting more freight.
Okay. So that's pretty nice. So there's a lot of different game elements, but one game element that struck me when I looked at it was the ducks. So I don't understand what the abuse of ducks has to do with shipping containers. So is that part of the game as well?
It is a part of the game, yeah. It's
Okay.
just another shipping element thing,
Okay.
but it's I feel it's really thrown in there. If I'm really honest, 2 years ago, FTC had a challenge called Rover Ruckus.
All right.
This challenge is pretty similar to that, I would say, except there's ducks in it, and then some other like different like rules and how you can score, right? But like the ducks feel kind of just forced and thrown in there. It's
Right.
not really like coherent with the rest of the game, right? Like Isha
Yeah.
mentioned, we're really delivering stuff onto these hubs, and then for the last 30 seconds, oh, you can go spin ducks off of this random plate thing, right? It's just like thrown in there wildly. But like, I mean, I guess that's what the game is this year, right?
I
So
like it, yeah.
she's a lot of points in endgame with spinning ducks.
You know what? I'm just saying, spinning ducks is very satisfying when I saw you guys' robot. But anyway, so there's a big game. I guess it's not. Is it like how complicated is this game compared to like previous years and stuff? Is it more complicated, less?
I would say it's slightly more complicated because if I'm thinking like a couple years ago, there would be like one scoring element, and now there's technically still like one scoring element, but there's like so many different types, and there's like different weights as well and different ways to score. And I think it's a lot more like multifaceted.
So
I
like
think
how?
that's
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go
Right.
ahead.
I think that's a fair point in that there's a lot of like elements to score, but to be honest, I think this year's challenge is pretty streamlined in a way, in that you're basically doing the same thing for the entirety of the match, except the ducks in endgame, right? So like the first like 2 minutes or so, like including autonomous, you're just cycling freight onto your hubs, right? And that's the only thing you ever really do. And in that sense, like if you get your central subsystem stuff ready, you could probably automate the whole thing and just run like a 2 minute autonomous period and maybe do semi decent, right? I think in the past there's a lot more like variation in what you have to do. Like autonomous has like very little forward ability to like what you do in teleop. Endgame the same, but like this year I think endgame is fine. But like other than that, I think just from pure like what you had to do during a match, it's really pretty not that complex, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of adding on to what Eric said. In the past, alliance partners would have something like pretty similar. For example, in the Skystone season, in my experience, both both teams on an alliance would work on stacking stones onto a plate called the foundation. But this year, since there are two hubs, it's pretty easy to say, well, one team's going to work on one hub and the other team's going to work on the other hub. So there's more like coordination that way.
All right. So wait, Julie, were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay. All right. So anyway, about like this game, right? Like it's a little bit, I guess there's more elements to it. There's a lot, I guess, more things that your robot can do. So like, how has like, I guess, COVID impacted like you guys building this robot for that? Like, did you have to like spread out your meetings or like do anything else? And like, how has COVID impacted your team in general?
Yeah, since I kind of like manage how our schedule works for mechanical and programming stuff, I want to say overall this year hasn't been all that bad. I don't see it being too different from how meetings were before COVID was a thing. I think really last year's ultimate goal season, that was the one that was really heavily impacted because like genuinely you weren't supposed to really be out of your house, right?
Yeah.
This year, obviously there's still a concern of COVID, but like for the most part, getting together and meet as long as it's like in an open or outside area, it didn't feel that bad, right? We're all going to school, and like that's like 20 times more like social contact with people than what we're doing in our meeting, right?
That's true.
For like most part, when Omicron got like bad again, we kind of went back to virtual for the most part, but like Mech would just meet like twice a week or something to get together. It would be like 3 or 4 of us putting together everything. But I think overall, right, it was felt pretty natural. I obviously it was a concern in the back of your head, but it wasn't something that was like, oh, this is going to get in our way as much. We were like, okay, we plan out our timeline, we go by the timeline, and we get stuff done by the timeline, hopefully, right? I don't think
Yeah.
COVID played a huge impact towards the whole thing.
All right.
I think it's funny how you said Omnicron. But also, I think it's also really good that our team started during COVID, so we weren't as like negatively impacted as some other teams may have been. Like I've heard like horror stories of FRC teams having like lost all their members, or maybe not all their members, but just like losing a significant number of members and then like having a ton of rookies that they have to train. And fortunately, our team just didn't really have to go through that because we started afterwards.
Okay. All right. So yeah, moving on. You guys recently hosted the WTI, the Washington Tech Invitational. So like, what is it first of all, and then second of all, why did you guys decide to host it?
Julia, do you want to take this question?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so it's basically we were trying to do like an off-season event where we could invite a lot of teams from the Pacific Northwest to host. It's like basically a scrimmage, and I'm pretty sure we had like 20 teams come. It was a lot, and I think some teams came from like Oregon too. And we basically hosted this in order to like meet more teams and have everyone try and have everyone just like just like meet each other and get to know each other. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think what really hit us hard this year is just like first redid their like slot system to like advance into higher qualification matches. So like from our regional competition or interleagues as you will call them, every a regional thing had like 4 slots into world into state instead of like the old like 7 or 8 or something, right? And then out of state there's only 2 teams that make it to worlds instead of the usual 7. So like it was pretty hard hitting in a lot of ways. So like teams didn't really have the opportunity to progress. Like there was a lot less opportunity for teams to progress and meet each other and like compete each other. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of teams had their seasons cut pretty short because of the new advancement policies. So like just having this off-season event that was as official as probably could be, like we had one of the head refs in the state come ref the event, right? And having that opportunity for people to really go through something that's similar to what the state championships probably would have looked like beforehand, so we could all like compete and like meet to each other, like Julia mentioned, and have fun together.
All right. So, very noble cause, and it was pretty cool. So, like, how did it go? Any cool stories?
For me, I think that was an amazing experience. Personally, I've never hosted a scrimmage this big, but being able to meet teams that weren't from our area, for example, like Oregon, and I think we got one from Canada as well. Oh no, oh right.
No. Okay, never mind.
I think it was like a great experience to like talk to them about their outreach and kind of learn from them.
Yeah, and I was
we were able
also
to see.
Go ahead.
I was say that was for me. I like since I've been in FTC for a while, it's cool to see teams I haven't seen in like several years because of like how the leagues and interleagues work. I just like never had a chance to interact with these teams, so it was cool to be able to invite all these people and just like see their robot and have like everyone play together.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was also able to meet like a lot of people from the Interlake robotics team, and I got to like add their discords and get to know each other, and it was also really interesting that way too.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall regarding how it went, just from like an outside perspective, I got a lot of like positive feedback from people. I think people really enjoyed having this opportunity, and that's why like we're potentially thinking about like doing some more in the future, right? Whether that be just this year alone or just one every year at the very bare minimum. But I think like everyone mutually agreed that it was really, really fun. It was really competitive, right? Because a lot of the more competitive teams from the state got to come together in a really how to say it. It's
And
just
from
like
the Pacific Northwest in general.
yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
okay, but like it was just like a very competitive environment, but also wasn't like super stressful in the sense that it wasn't like something that mattered for like whether your season ends or not, right? So it's like fun in that way, and then again, just meeting people. I don't know. Everyone just had a very good time, which was really, really rewarding to hear.
All right. So who won? Who won this competitive event?
Everybody won.
Everybody
won.
Well, and we had
Yay.
like alliance selections and elims, so at the end it's like
Right.
an alliance of 3 teams won, which is just
Yeah.
how FTC works.
Yeah.
So
Same.
the people who won were I think the captain was Technotoads, which is a team from Sammamish High School, and the second place is Sushi Squad. Sorry, first
No, I think Sushi Squad was the captain.
was it? Oh, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Okay, Sushi Squad was the captain, and then their Redmond-based community team, and then Technotoads was first pick, the Sammamish team, and then the second pick was Jankbots, which is a team out of Cedar Crest High School. So yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So were there any funny stories that happened during the competition or anything that you guys want to share?
Funny story. The stream setup was not the best. I think I got made fun of this a lot. Because one, the cameras were positioned in a not great way.
Yeah.
Basically the refs and stuff would like block the camera and no one could see anything.
So
So
sad.
people weren't super happy about that because it was like an event that was really hyped up and a lot of people were like really excited to watch it, and that happening wasn't the best. And then also the stream overlay was not the best also, and that didn't get a lot of let's say kind words, right? So like I guess like that's probably my biggest funny story is just like that wasn't as good as it could have been, and it's also like a feedback piece for like next time. Hopefully that's something we really pay more attention to make better. But yeah, I think beside that, I don't know if there was anything super funny or like interesting.
Okay. Alright, so like what was the hardest part about setting everything up? Was it just getting Interlake to accept getting that many people in there? Did that pose any challenges or because of
No,
COVID
actually, I thought
restrictions?
the entire process, to be honest, was pretty smooth.
Really?
When
Okay.
Interlake hosted the FLL qualifiers the week, no, like a few weeks
I
before,
feel like
we
yeah.
basically just resubmitted the exact same form, right?
Oh, okay.
And then Interlake was like, yeah, we already signed off on this once. We will do it again.
Okay.
I was like actually in the ASB meeting when they did that. I'm pretty sure they're like, okay, sure, that's fine. Yeah, and then I think overall the Interlake mentors and students as well as our mentors and students, I thought the whole process was really smooth, right? We just like met twice every week more or less and just talked about, oh, how's this coming along? How's that coming along? And every step along the way went really well. Teams signed up without us really having to ask anyone to. So like that was really,
Okay.
really nice to like not worry about not having enough teams. And then on top of that, just obviously we had to wake up a little earlier day of to set up and then to clean up and stuff like that, right? So that was a little tiring, but I think overall the process went really, really smoothly, which is really good to see.
That's nice.
A possible exception was just like the concern over Omicron, because when we were planning it, that was when like the cases were spiking, and then we're like, what if like they don't let us host this? So that was like, I guess, a concerning, but then it all turned out at the end. So
Yeah. All right. That's nice. So I guess it went really smooth. I really thought that like the school would like fight you guys or like put a lot of like restrictions on what you can do or not do, but I guess they supported it, which is really great. Nice. So is there anything else you guys want to share about your experience with WTI? Like what are you guys going to do next time other than make the stream better?
well, as for scrimmages, we are planning on hosting one this season for newer teams, just so that they can have a chance to play against other teams in the area. Because like typically, like newer teams and rookie teams like have like even less advancement, so they don't get a chance to like play with other teams. So we want to do that and also just like teach them how FTC works, and hopefully they can be more successful in the future years to come. And obviously, we want to hopefully make WTI an annual event, and then that'd be really fun to have teams across the Pacific Northwest gather annually and just like play without like a lot of stress.
Yeah, I hope COVID clears up even more so that we can actually have Canada teams come down. I know we reached out to a few and they really wanted to, but they weren't like allowed to. So I think that's another thing that we're really looking forward to in the future. And yeah, I don't know, just adding more components to it to make it even more fun and more like helpful and more meaningful for teams to attend.
All right, sweet. So speaking about success and competition, you guys made it to Worlds. So how's that? How does it feel?
I mean, it's really cool. It's like I mean, personally, I have been to Worlds before, so I think like it's just a really amazing experience because you get to meet like students and teams from all over the world. Like I have my chance to like practice Chinese. Like I want like it's like like there's like just so many teams, and you can make friends from like California, like from all over the country and all over the world, and you get to meet so many different people, and it's a really cool and educational experience.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously can't speak like Emma can because I haven't been to Worlds. We've qualified every year, but it just hasn't happened yet. So I'm really excited to like cling on to the hope that we're actually going this year. But yeah, I think the social aspect of it is going to be really huge. Talking with teams from all around the world. I told one of my friends that there's like teams from Romania coming, and he's going to teach me how to say "I am a cucumber" in Romanian to save them. So that's
Alright.
something that's coming down along the line. But I don't know, just like being able to see so many cool people from all around the world, their cool robots, and how they like tackle this like engineering challenge about this year's game, seeing all the cool outreach that they can do from all around the world, and all of that, right? Just like really meeting the people and learning what they've done in the past and what they've done this year is just something I'm really excited to get into.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm super excited to go to Worlds. It's going to be my first time, and I really want to talk to all the teams that's going to be there. Everyone there is probably an Inspire Award winner or like have a really high quality robot, and I just want to check out like how they were able to tackle the challenge and how they're able to inspire their community.
Yeah, and like in addition to that, like the booths at Worlds look really nice, and I'm excited to see like every team's designs or how they're gonna like get their team out there and like to meet all the people in their teams, which is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, the booths at Worlds is just there's so many as well. It's like
I
amazing,
know,
like all
yeah.
the stalls and stuff. So it's like yeah, and a very fun thing to do. Last time I went to Worlds, I went pin collecting. I just went around grabbing as many pins as I can from every single team. So I just have like a bucket full of like team
Emma, don't
pins.
you have like a huge
Yeah, I saw someone doing that. Yeah.
I have like a tote bag full of pins.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it's so
What?
much fun to do. It's like,
Oh my god.
and it's also kind of like you give them something in return. I gave them my business card, and then I took the pin. It was an equal trade, I'd say.
It's like when you go to those like I don't know like fairs and then like, you go there and then you just want the free stuff and you like pretend to be
Exactly, yeah,
engaged
yeah.
and then you take the stuff. No, but actually I am
But-
engaged. You should be
yeah,
engaged. You're not going to
because-
these teams.
You're not pretending to be engaged. You are very engaged, and because it's like you see the really cool robot in the background, and they're like, they slap the top of it like this baby can fit 17 balls inside of it, and it can shoot all of them from like half court and make it in, and you're like, oh my god, teach me. And
Yeah.
it's very cool, especially like meeting like teams like from Turkey and like all that stuff. It's like it always gets me excited.
I'm really hoping that like our younger students will like take a lot from this experience and like be inspired to like continue learning and working harder in the future seasons.
Because once you make it once, you want to go back, so it's like you have to. So yeah, it's gonna be. I cannot wait for Worlds this year as well. Hopefully, we will make it as well as FRC, but time will tell.
I thought the chairman's essay was pretty good. So.
Oh, yeah, chairman's we're getting in.
Yes.
Because of this podcast.
Oh, yeah, that too.
The podcast, it's gonna get a Nobel Prize for the podcast right here. Like
Also, I've
Nobel
heard for,
Peace
like,
Prize.
I've heard for FRC they have like Impact Award now. Like, what is
Yeah,
that
so
all about?
this year's the last year for chairmen. They're renaming it to Impact starting next
Oh,
year.
okay.
Okay.
Nice. All right, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know that. For disclosing this information. So yeah, do you guys have any other plans for the future? Like maybe like after Worlds or anything?
Well, I mean, before Worlds, right? Next week is our midwinter break.
Oh,
We're
okay.
doing basically all of our mech-related changes then. We're going to be doing a lot of like software refactoring and refining, and then just like do more drive practice, right? I think I'm going to probably invite some other teams from the state to just come out and like practice with us. And then along with that, just like have some fun and then work our way diligently towards the world champs. And then right after that, we're going to start the whole cycle over again, right?
All right.
Recruitment, training, and then let's see how next season goes.
All right. Yeah. So I know that I think so. It's FTC is 7 to 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think how many members are going to be leaving this year?
5.
5 members.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite sad. So I guess you guys have to find 5 new recruits. Is that how that works, or you have to
Maybe,
find
maybe
more?
not. It kind of depends.
All right.
Our team runs a little big. We have 13 people out of the 15, which I
Okay.
feel like is a little much. So maybe next year we
Mhm.
don't get all 5 back, but
All
like
right.
it depends on how good of candidates we can get,
Yeah, and like
Okay.
sustainability is pretty important to our team. So we're already starting to train like our new co-captains, 2 of which are here right now.
All right.
And hopefully like our recruiting process will go smoothly and we can continue like expanding our goals and like, our outreach And what's our motto again? Someone say it.
Reaching high, defining futures.
Yes.
With a colon in between.
That was a semicolon.
Oh yeah, semicolon. Yeah.
Semicolon. Okay. We're using semicolons in mottos. Wow.
I don't know.
We're getting quite fancy here. Oh my god.
I had a 3-part motto, and then Emma just removed the middle part and then replaced it with a semicolon.
Now semicolon
I
says
mean,
a
we
lot.
can change it
Yeah.
if we want.
No. A semicolon says a lot. It shows kind of like class, you know? It's like I'm using a semicolon right here. Kind of cool. What's our motto for Saints Robotics? That's our motto. I don't know if we have one.
Yeah.
Woof woof. We because we're Saints Robotics
Yes.
from Interlake High School. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. That's pretty nice. So do you guys have any other do you have the event planned for the next time? Like you guys said you have more events coming in the future, so are they like, how far in the works are they?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we
So
don't.
Julia, you
have
want to rapid fire through the whole list that we have?
Let me-
Dang, okay.
wait.
There's a list.
Let me find it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, we don't have like specific dates set, but we are
Yeah.
working towards them.
Okay.
But
all
our
right.
Connecting with Professionals has a date set, right, Julia? Do you want to talk
Yes,
about that?
on the 28th of this month, we're gonna have Xiaovin Zhu, who is like this lawyer for IP protection in like robotics, and he's gonna talk about it in robotics and I believe transportation.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's interesting if you guys want to watch it.
Yes, we will definitely watch it.
Let's find the list. Okay.
And then you should
Huge list of stuff.
Or the catathon.
Yeah,
Okay.
so towards the middle of March, we're hosting a catathon, which is basically a hackathon, but where people would do create design. And we're like starting lots of planning for that and really excited to host it.
All right. So like what's it called? I'm not really familiar with a catathon. So are you guys going to be using specific software to I don't know, like make a robot or like make whatever a person wants to or just like teach skills? Or
We
so-
are trying. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, but yeah, we're probably gonna have some kind of like workshops leading up to it, just that people with little to no experience can also have a chance to participate. And then we'll probably have like a variety of like themes, and most of them won't be robotics related, just because we want like more students to be able to participate, not just ones who are involved in like first in robotics. So, for example, like a potential theme could be like, I don't know, design like the best like water bottle for like boba or something like that.
Wait,
And then
I have one suggestion, right? Ask them
Okay.
to design like like a Pringle can.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So like when you put your hand inside a Pringle can, you can't go to the very bottom, right? So like a cool thing would be like designing a contraption to like, either have it pop up while you're eating the Pringles or like, just bring it up while you're, eating the Pringles. I think that could like make millions of dollars as well as just like be a cool like CAD design,
Are we just having the whole world do our homework
Okay.
assignment for us? Is this
No,
what-
Eric, stop talking.
Is
Eric,
this your homework assignment?
no, it's not our homework assignment. It might be a little bit, but it would be a very cool thing to do for the CAD. Preferably do it soon,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Mhm.
Like early March,
Early March. Maybe like this week. It would be very nice if you were able to do it before the break ends. Have a couple people work on that. It'd be very helpful for Pringles as a company. Yeah, that's one of my things I think you guys should do. That's very important.
All right. We'll
All right.
remember that.
Good. So yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about?
Don't think so.
No, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. Anyway, I think we talked about a lot of cool things. We started with FTC, ended with Pringle cans. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the catathon and all the other things you guys have, in the works. And I can't wait to see that. And I want to attend every single event. or as many as I can at least. And yeah, I think that's it. So if you guys want to be part of this podcast, for the people listening, go to roboticsassemblepodcast at saintsrobotics.com and send us an email there. And if you guys want to buy our cool merch or listen to our or find other things about our robotics team, just go to saintsrobotics.com and you'll have a link to our merch there too. So yeah, so to end our podcast, we do the 3, 2, 1 robotics break thing. So it's gonna be as amazing as the intro sounded.
It
So
might be even better. Might be
it's gonna be
Wait,
even
do we
better.
clap?
We have to
Yeah, I think we
clap
have
as
to.
well.
Oh, okay,
It's required, okay?
Part of the ritual.
Yeah, if you don't clap, we have to do the entire podcast again. So everyone get ready, all right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Robotics
Robotics.
break.
Yay!
Woo!
Yay.
Thank you to
Beautiful.
Nikhil and thank you for Saints for hosting us. It was really, really
Thank
fun.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
It
Thank
was very
you.
interesting.
Alrighty.
All right.
And please, if you guys can do that Pringle thing real fast, that'd be very helpful.
We'll try.
All right, thank you.
What
Is
class is
Timchi
it
still
for?
here?
It's for design tech. It's very nice.
Wait, is Timchi still here?
It should be, unless he fell asleep. He does that sometimes.
Or he's just watching Valorant clips again.
He probably is, man.
Yeah,
Someone
seems
join
like
message him when. Okay, well.
Should we ping him? What is this? Hi, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm going to go now. You have a nice rest of your day, and thank you for
All right.
hosting us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Nikhil. Much love to
Bye.
you.
Tamjid, are you here, bro?